Monday strength routine for our third cycle of 2026 here at Full Circle Fitness. Starting off with some bench press. We're going to do a superset here. It's going to be more of a strength movement, and then the superset that you're pairing it with is going to be more of a mobility piece that complements the strength portion. Bench press here. Let's break down a few pointers really quick for us. Now, first thing first, we got to make sure we engage our scapular region. We want to have the upper back engaged the entire time you're doing bench press, while you lower the weight and when you push it up. We pay attention where my shoulders are positioned right now. My upper back is engaged. That's what you want to have. If you lose engagement of your upper back and let those shoulder blades separate, see how my arms move farther, my shoulders come forward? That position puts the shoulders in a more vulnerable position. So if you want to reduce your risk for injury on bench press, don't be here. Be here the entire time you go down and when you go up. Next, let's talk about laying down on the bench. We don't want to lay flat. Naturally, it's what everyone does. You lay flat. But we want to get some extension in the thoracic spine. We want to think about pull your, what's that called? Shit, words are hard. God damn it. Sternum, that's the word. Pull your sternum up to the ceiling to create some space between the bench and your thoracic spine. Next, feet come back. This is going to allow us to drive the feet into the floor to get better glute engagement as you go. From there, once again, shoulders aren't up here. We want to engage the upper back and hold it there the whole time. Control down, push up. Push the feet into the floor. It'll make you stronger. So right after that, we're doing what I call med ball snow angels. We're using the med ball to assist us into extension in our thoracic spine. It's just over exaggerating the position you want your spine to be in when you're benching. So all we're doing here, we want that ball kind of right in that thoracic spine between the shoulder blades, not up on your neck. I'm just going to lean back, and that's naturally going to push my spine into extension. That sternum is going up to the ceiling. From here, I just stay relaxed. And I'm just going to do some snow angels. Big stretch in the shoulders, in the chest. If you feel an area you like, you can hold it a little bit longer. So just back and forth, your neck, if you want to let it droop all the way or have it supported, up to you. And just smoothly go through this motion. I think positioning is really important here. I like to be seated down. I don't think it's the end of the world if you're up like this. I just find that if my butt's actually on something, I can relax better. I'm 6 feet tall. My torso is long enough to where I can get in a good position here. I'd say if you're like 5'9", 5'8", and shorter, you may want to put like a 45-pound plate on the floor and sit on that, because that's going to prop you up higher. It's going to get this into the proper position in like the thoracic area, not up on top of your shoulders or the neck. So 5 rounds of those back and forth, and then we go into our next little strength circuit. Starting off with Bulgarian split squats. So, for Bulgarians, I think the biggest issue people have is finding a good position. Good little cheat I like to use is I will sit on the edge, stick my leg out straight, and that is where my foot is going to land. That's where it's going to be planted. Now I'm going to reach back, and that's a pretty optimal position for me. And just finding control. Straight down, straight up is what I prefer. In the end, if you want to lean forward a little bit as you do it, it's not the end of the world. Just this version, for me, I feel it more in my quad. When I'm upright, I feel it more in my glutes. If you want to make it more challenging, you can hold a pair of dumbbells while you do it. In the end, you don't really need to add weight until you can make that smooth and controlled. Kneeling cable single arm rows. Let's see if we get a good angle here. More to the side. All right. So for these, whatever knee is down, I like to use that same arm. You won't be far away enough to where when you come forward, the weight doesn't touch the ground. I don't want to be just straight up the whole time, in and out. I like to get a little bit more movement in here. I like to allow the weight to pull me slightly. Notice how, I'm gonna switch arms. Notice how I say pull me slightly. I just want to get a little stretch in the lat. I don't want to come down like this. Because if I come down like this, I'm gonna use a lot more momentum and movement to move the weight, and I think that's gonna take away from the target area. But if we get a little bit of lean forward and you let the weight kind of take your shoulder, you're gonna feel a nice stretch in your lat, and that's the area that we wanna activate first to come back. Notice how my arm is starting to move. There's my fucking light. Great, sweet. My arm is starting to move, but my arm is not bending, as you can see it. Jesus Christ. We want to engage our lat, then pull into the body. Find the stretch in the lat, sit up and row. Find the stretch, sit up and row. And our last one, split stance RD. I'm saying that wrong. I want to do single leg RDLs. Balance first and foremost, y'all. If you're falling all over the place, get something to assist you with balance. Put your hand on something. There's no reason to do this with weight if you're falling every time you do it. Anyways, this is what we're looking for. Opposite. My right leg is on the ground, my left arm is gonna hold the weight. And drive back up. Should feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Now I'll give you a side view. Let's go over mistakes here. First, let's look at the back. We need to exaggerate that extended spine and maintain that flat back. If you can have a flat back, like I'm really flexible. I've got the weight just a little bit past the knee, and I feel a lot of tension here. If you're going lower than this, look at my back. It's most likely because you're just reaching down like this. That's not a good position for an RDL. It's going to take away from the targeted area. This is one of the movements where a shorter range of motion is going to be more beneficial. Next, hips. A lot of people, this one's kind of hard to see, but a lot of people when they go down, if we watch this hip, as they go down, the hip opens, and that takes weight a lot from the target area. We want to keep the hip, see as I start falling, we want to keep the hips squared to the floor. We want to stay, boom. So think about the positioning of your hip here. We want both hips pointing towards the floor. If we're opening up, it takes away from that targeted area.